Yeah.
Or Razor.
They're the same hero, guys.
Different colours.
One's electricity
One's
cancer,
green.
one's
One's
cancer. One's green,
one's
one's blue.
Yep.
They're the same hero.
Same difference.
From now on, whenever you're listening to panelists, they say Viper, they also mean Razor,
We're just
and
going to
vice
call them,
versa.
from now on, they're going to be called Visor.
Visor.
Anti-mage.
Like the guy from Star Trek.
Yeah, well, no, but it just covers either one. AM, which hasn't been great so far. Very underwhelming.
But it's a Mag AM. That is
Okay.
different.
Yeah.
And it's an AM versus a Necrophos, which is okay.
Okay.
So how do you dispel the Necrophos? There's no way to dispel. What right now? What is there? Like enchant, panda, nullifier. Does anything else dispels?
Shadow Demon. Yeah, they don't really have. Yeah, Necrophos is actually a lot better versus AM than it used to be because of the lack of getting down on my level now.
Yeah.
Shrinking behind the desk, I think Lacoste is kind of like, okay, we're kind of done. We don't want to be here anymore. Let's move on very quickly. Talking of that, let's do that right now before we all disappear from underneath the desk. We'll head over to the commentary team for game number 2. Big match for Team Secret right now.
A big matchup for Team Secret and a thrilling draft.
Dude, CTY is actually the most interesting AM player you will ever see.
Why?
Why? Because he is off the wall. Okay, so the most recent thing that he did that wasn't actually so strange, he went like Moonshard after, what was it, Yasha?
Okay.
Okay, he used the Moonshard buyer.
He didn't finish the mantra, he went
No,
into Moonshard.
it was like Battle Fury, Yasha, Moonshard.
Okay.
He did that very consistently too. So it wasn't a one-off thing. I believe I casted him a long time ago where he did the whole like item swap, like sell your Battle Fury, buy Daedalus, sell your Butterfly, buy AC. Okay, they got rid of the MKB. Okay, we go back to Butterfly. He's one of those guys.
I think I actually cast that game with you,
Yeah.
and then he rebought the Battle Fury again.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's like, wait, I can't clear creeps.
That was the qualifiers for one of the majors I think we were casting.
So he is the most interesting player, AM player that you will ever cast. I think Miracle is probably one of the other ones too. He builds like Diffusal and sometimes some other weird stuff, but I actually think Miracle's builds are generally pretty good. CTY, on the other hand, they just don't make any sense to me, so I don't actually know if they're good or not. I have no idea what the guy's doing, which is great.
In this game, it should be fantastic, right? Because you have the Magnus buffing him up, so hey, who needs Battle Fury when you can have a Magnus on your lineup? I think they're trying to set a trap here for Cackle, but not going to happen for the moment.
He knows what's up.
They have the Sentry Ward, but it's further down south.
Ooh.
He would have to walk right into it. They're cutting through every single tree so the field of vision isn't blocked. It's a very interesting spot for the ward. Like,
the battle begins.
They don't get that many opportunities, and then the battle for the room belongs to CTY. So, laning-wise, Ace gets to run the Bristle Pack up on the top. Yapsor's going to be the wonderfully balanced fissure blocking ES on bot lane. Just to help out the lane at the start for Fada, who will be on the Magnus. Middle lane, we see TY on that anti-mage with supporting a Puppey. And then the counter-attack in the mid. Disruptor's going to join him. Cat predicted correctly. Not a call. Going to be babysitting Nisha. But this leaves the two side lanes as solo and solo. So Exotic Deer as well as Partos. They're both by themselves, and that's because the Bounty Hunter is doing his roaming. Bounty will start by harassing the bottom lane, but they definitely want to keep a close eye on mid. Nice skewer back from Fada. Cackle will be able to go invis, but he's already down to 1/4 of his life. Not exactly what he was probably expecting from a level 1 Magnus to have skewer already leveled up. Damn, CTY, he takes so much damage. Before he's got the spell shield up and running, and he's just copping Thunderstrike after Thunderstrike.
Not the biggest fan of AM mid after the Horvian shield removal. It's just really hard to not get harassed out. Yeah, you can get your Ring of Health, but safe lane, sometimes you get harassed out. In the mid lane, against 2 range heroes, it's going to be even more difficult.
It's when you need to have someone like Lich behind you, right? Like to at least give you the frost armor or something along those lines.
And to pull the creep wave back.
Yeah, we're just going to just pull the old book of Scorn there. Fissure, ready to come in from YapzOr. They are looking for the support. They do not want Nisha. So heavily, the YapzOr actually just completely bypassed him and didn't even go for any gank. For all the time he invested into this mid lane. Now you're seeing the CS just stretching further and further forward.
It's going to be really hard for YapzOr to farm a Blink. Yeah, there's an empowered AM and a Bristleback who takes stacks. So I don't actually know where he's going to get it from if they 4v5. And if you 4v5, he's generally just going to die a lot too.
Yes.
Well, AM did get nerfed, so I'm a little bit happy about that.
And yet still he is picked twice today.
He has Empower. AM with Empower, as with most melee heroes, is a completely different story. And I think it just improves their viability twofold.
YapzOr's keeping up in that Fissure spam. It's hard to take your eyes off this mid lane because you just know that YapzOr's Fissure could create some space, but then again, like space to do what? It's the other lanes which I kind of want to have a little bit of a closer look at, and that's like Partos going up against Ace. It's a lot of Quill Sprays versus Tidehunter, so very sustainable hero. And then the bottom lane, Necro is right on top of those denies. 14-10 currently Exotic Deer's CS against Fada, who is 2 for 0, being zoned out continuously by this Bounty Hunter. You expect him to roam more, but instead, he's just happy to chip away at this very thick hide of the Magnus and give more and more space to the Necro, who is rapidly approaching that level 6.
Well, he's doing a good job because he's actually getting the bounty runes too. This is the bounty hunter, so that's why you see him actually above the above Fada in levels. Fada is level 3.25, and Kekor is a little bit over that. So you know, he's doing a really good job. That's one of Bounty Hunter's biggest problems, is not getting level 6 quickly enough. But in this particular situation, he's doing very, very well. And yeah, they can deal with the AM later.
It's mainly just comparing him to the other like opposite, which is YapzOr. Like just that experience gap is massive for him. And Kekor, he's waiting for it again. The 4 minute, gonna start harassing. YapzOr wants to try and fight this one, but that's a level 2. He's got no point up in that aftershock, so it's literally just a fissure and a totem.
Uh-oh, YapzOr, no.
What do you mean, no?
One more hit? Nope.
Nah, he's alive.
One more hit with a Shuriken Toss maybe, but he has that early Windlace, at least.
There is the double damage in the bottom river. So once Bounty Hunter's going to see this, can grab it and then look for another gank, or potentially give it. Oh, Raze doesn't have a bottle.
I think it's just better for him to have it, because firstly, he's getting enfeebled, and secondly, you generally just want to keep the AM down. And because Bounty Hunter's not there, you want the Razor to be able by himself. And top lane, we haven't really talked too much about, but they're almost perfectly even in CS. So not too much going on there.
Nice Fissure block, but there's still a double damage Razor that you don't really want to fight into.
That is the issue. Like you can Fissure block him, but you have no damage.
Yeah. This isn't the old story of the anti-mage. Like, you talk about the ability to even sustain in the mid, escape with the blink, but like he just doesn't do damage.
They need stacks, actually. I think that's what YapzOr should be doing. Like, screw mid, yeah, you can like Fissure block a Fissure and get the static link off, but I think they need stacks. They are going to need a lot of gold on their team. You need like 2 blink daggers, and AM needs a ton of items.
This is nice for him. Quill Spray stacks continue to rack up on Partos and Ace. Do you want to dive underneath the tower? One more spray would have done it. Instead, he backs off, lets the fight go out as Fada skewers in, rotating in towards the mid lane, actually just glimpsed away. Doesn't save the hero who does the glimpsing. Disruptor caught in the river.
Did he mean to glimpse that guy?
Fada?
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I think so, but I think he meant to glimpse him before Fada actually had an influence in the fight. It just took a little too long. Now, Ravage, Fada. Well, thanks for coming. The wall won't hold him there, but it won't matter when you've got a lot of help from Kekor. And this is the same time as the 6-minute bounty runes are about to spawn.
Yeah, they got first blood in mid, but Secret I still think are in real dire straits here, because Magnus is just in Strug City. Yeah. The only place he could really go is mid, because Bounty Hunter is doing such an excellent job of hunting him down. So they will catch wind of YapzOr sneaking down the bottom lane, getting those bounty runes. Gonna go a long way to try and help their farm, but still I see 0 stacks on this.
Yeah. They need to switch these lanes up. This mid is not. It's not functioning.
Top. None of the lanes are good for AM. Where does AM want to go?
He kind of has to go top, burn off the mana of Rapatos, and then just. That's it. Like that's the only option, right?
I think you just let Bristle get. Yeah, maybe you can swap the Bristle. But Bristle can't get out of the link though.
Yeah, Bristle would have to go to bottom lane.
Pada's smacking him. What is that weapon that he has?
That is a pretty cool weapon. What is that?
Infused Aquemerald Blade. Cool.
Are they trying to say like Aquamarine and then Emerald and then just merge the two of them together?
A portmanteau, if you will.
Courier sniping again. Karkor is looking for the line for it instead. Just stalking Fada, looking to get those levels up and running.
You have two heroes jungling. 7 minutes in, you have 2 heroes jungling.
Yeah, it's efficiency for the shrine, man. It's efficiency for the shrine. That's why they're here, right? With that level 1 in power.
Hashtag efficiency.
So little clean. The Necro is just adding more pressure to the bottom lane, trying to force someone to come back because he knows and Puppey, finally that wall up the hill pays off. A Fissure or 3 men from Yapzor, helping out. The Glimpse pulls him back in, and there's so much stolen damage from on Nisha. 66 stolen, and Feeble can't stop that. And Kingwin able to get the kill because they know no one's going to be coming there to save him.
Yep, that's what happens when you have two.
No, Nisha, one charge. Did he just bait this? And they have a glimpse, they have damage, they have nothing. Fada TP's away to safety.
Nice bait.
Huh? That's Fada intended always to go home.
But you also have to keep in mind that this Bounty Hunter has had really good wards. He saw both those heroes jungling, with the one right next to the Shrine, he has one behind the T2, because that's mostly where they've been focused on. So still no stacks. I'm very, very surprised that they just have not been focusing on the economy game at all. Like, with this lineup, you generally just want to win it late, right? AM versus Razor and Necro, I don't think you're going to really have a problem if it gets 40 minutes plus. But
yeah. Like, I would say, like, maybe they're worried they can't take the stacks, but the Bristleback can do it.
Yeah, Bristleback can always do it. That's the thing.
But they could also lose their stack to the Tidehunter.
It would take a while, though. I think with the Prowlers, just ancient stacking in general has just been way more difficult to clear. And especially with melee heroes like that.
Tide gets Medallion. You had a hood over on Bristle. So they got sustain. Like when I see the Medallion just after last game, I'm thinking, oh, maybe they can do Roshan. Then you see the rest of their lineup, it's like maybe they can't do Roshan.
They cannot do.
You got physical damage, which is decent from the Warpath stacks.
The Medallion's really good at pushing towers, though. That's one of the most underrated aspects of the item. Yeah, it's very obvious for Roshan for focusing, if someone gets focused in team, but for pushing towers, it is incredibly good. Okay, stacking game, here we go.
Look at that cleave and spray, and Anti-Mage can finally have some decent items.
And now,
maybe
King would need to push towers down. That's what you do when you see them jungle. You take down the towers so that you can invade their jungle.
Atos taunting his
way
to
the taunt in the game.
It really is. The douche stroke.
I really do love that taunt. One of the first taunts that you could move while taunting.
Yeah, stalking this AM. Let him have the 10-minute bounty.
No good way to catch him, though. They need, I mean, you know, you want like a Spirit Breaker to kill him. Spirit Breaker's like the ideal hero. You still have vision if he blinks away. You can interrupt TPs. You have good lockdown. You have decent physical damage, but like Glimpse is the best tool they have. But even with Glimpse, it's still going to be hard for them to burst through that spell shield. We shall see. On a very mana-heavy build.
They're getting more experience now onto him, which is only going to help assist the AM. More points up in that Empower as opposed to just the one. Just trying to enable that Anti-Mage's farm. He's at 3.7k compared to the, well, we say the Necro is his comparison at 5.1k. So we're still a decent way behind, but Anti-Mage accepts that in the early stages. But finally, Kingwin adding some pressure. The first tier 1 tower to really come under proper siege from Kingwin is going to be that bottom lane of Team Secret. And they are having nothing to do with this. 2 aggressive observer wards down, one on the hill, one closer towards the camps.
So something interesting in the game already. Razor has a silver edge in his quick buy.
Really?
Yeah. So they, firstly, it's good versus 2 of their heroes, and secondly, I think they can actually just crush the AM with this. But mostly the Bristle. Bristle is actually going to get Reaper pretty hard, I think. At least he's building defensively. You know, he's not going super offensive.
That's a sticky taunt right there from Partos. Decides to TP out eventually, making Ace work for it a little bit harder.
I think Silver Edge works a lot better when you have a lot of front-loaded bursts. I mean,
they walked up. Dire Observer Ward saw a lot, but that Observer Ward in mid, they get the ball, as well as the ultimate. Where's the stun? Where's the damage? Barely not enough to kill the anti-mage. And Kako was just a little bit too far away to land the Shuriken toss. And now they go again. The wall onto YapzOr. Stolen damage going to work. Then again, YapzOr with a little bit of extra control. They get the vision on the other side of the tree line.
Oh no,
so
the Trackles
will fall, and now the scythe dropping onto Vata.
These deaths are painful deaths. Not only are you Reapered, you just got tracked too. Oh man, 1,200 gold for 2 kills when they're already ahead.
And another one.
Oh my
Three heroes into that track kill. Well played, affirmative. I agree.
They are probably so happy they got this amount of track gold. Holy cow. That was the perfect time to be level 6 and start tracking out people. My goodness. And normally, if you're an AM, you're okay with your non-2s and 1s dying, right?
But not in this, not in this case.
Game. You lost your Empower bot.
Well, CTY is trying to get them to turn around Kingwin, but they continue to add pressure in towards the mid. Exotic Deer is happy to stand his ground, and that kind of TP doesn't really work.
Yep.
You can't TP onto a frontline tower where the Disruptor's nearby.
Ooh, they have Atos soon too. And if CTY goes towards Battle Fury, Yasha, no Manta style build, he's going to get owned by this Atos. I'm pretty sure he's going to go... Actually, I can't say that about CTY. I'm not pretty sure he's going to go anything.
He's going Battle Fury to start with. And he's rapidly approaching it. But now you also have the mech. Tidehunter was able to complete that. You talk about the Atos coming, but the team fight of Kingwin is really good. Storm's back off cooldown. Necrophos doesn't have his ulti available. It's another 35 seconds before it's up.
AM hunting season.
Looking for a shot into the mid. Get the vision, wait for the glimpse back, into the wall as well as Storm. It's almost too easy.
No track though, so they know that Bounty Hunter is stalking them somewhere.
Yeah, and that's why they drop down the sentry, Fiend script, they need more damage, and Bounty, oh, he walks into the sentry ward.
He also doesn't skill Mana Void. That's CTY, dude. Doesn't skill, like, that was conceivably, might not have been able to get that kill.
Well, with the new Blink, it's hard to go against it, right? Because like, what would you bypass as far as abilities?
Maybe Max Mana Break.
Because he max Blink instead.
Yeah, Max Blink is fine with the nerve. Nah.
So you'd have him skip an extra point in the Mana Break. Okay.
It just depends on when you need it. He hasn't really been fighting up until that point, but it's still kind of nice. Interrupt TPs. Necrophos is a really large mana pool right now. He has 800 in his mana pool, so your Mana Void can still hit very hard this early.
A good Observer Ward for Team Secret, just around that bottom rune. Able to scout out the aggressive maneuver of Kingwin, which they did without the cover of smoke. And then straight back up to the next camp. Wall is there, they got the vision, they got the track, and Glimpse, yeah, come on back over. And they need the damage. Hey, Mana Void skilled up, absolutely ineffective.
Where's the damage?
Doesn't exist. Now YapzOr's going to try and bring it. Okay, there it is. And the Echo Slam follow-up. A Nightmare just to hold him in position and allow YapzOr a little bit more prep, but the Scythe of Vice executes. The anti-mage need another stun. Poppy! No, it takes time to ripple out. The Ravage of Partos. Well played, GG.
That's not even worth it. If he were tracked, it might have been worth it, but he was not tracked. But at the same time, I have no idea how Exotic Deer knew to wrap around the right side where there was no ward and just backstab the AM to the Reaper to the face, but it worked out for him. Well played. They got that track kill at least.
So, Ace is looking for something bigger. The fissure from YapzOr. That had a grand stun total of 0.00001 second, and that's been very nice.
So now they see the Shadow Blade, so they can, he's almost certainly building Silver Edge because Shadow Blade is not that great on Razor.
He's going Silver Edge into SMY. It's going to be a lot of stats to work with, a lot of high movement speed. And as you mentioned before the break, against either the AM or the Bristleback. They just need some successful kills. Ooh, Track will help out with this one, just to get the extra vision. And then look at that long glimpse. You can't escape from that. The Rod of Atos is up. They hold Ace in position. Shuriken toss bouncing around. Support's coming in from YapzOr, but Exotic Deer goes into the Ghost route. Ace moving so damn quickly. He has had a lot of damage stolen. And where's the follow-up? Vada will arrive. Nisha doesn't find the opportunity to attack, and here goes your secondary glimpse, pulling Ace back in once more. Rod of Atos is there, but where's that side? They kind of need it to put Ace in the ground, but it ain't happening.
They have Blink RP, so they can't really do that. Oh, wait, no mana.
Yeah, needs Bone Dry. Or almost Bone Dry. Glimpse, Vada being pulled back over, got a little bit of extra mana, but it wasn't enough. Solry's back off cooldown right now. He can burn if he wants to, but he's too low for it to work. So Ace starts his run forward. They need that movement speed to allow the Chopper to escape. Won't happen. Into the trees. He'll go down. They lost the Bounty Hunter. Meanwhile, all the while, Tidehunter has just been pushing and farming out bottom lane and practically has his Blink Dagger.
It was a big deal that he didn't have Ravage. If he had Ravage on top there, that would have been a way different fight for them. He could have just walked into the AM or the Magnus and the Bristle and destroyed that fight. But they don't end up getting the tower, and I would say things are actually shaping up pretty well for Secret. Now they have max level on power, they have the Blink Dagger on the Magnus, they can form up stacks, Bristleback is almost unkillable, and Anti-Mage is going to have his Manta pretty soon, 2 or 3 minutes. So
it's actually, you're right, it's so huge the Titan wasn't there because he also didn't bring that mech.
Yeah.
You afforded the mech for the team fight to come in, so Kingwin would be really powerful. Then the aggression that comes along with having impending Ravage, Team Secret would have to give that respect, but no respect given. Now the Ravage is back up, Rod of Atos, and the side, they really hate CTY.
As they should.
That's a long time down.
Oh, that is really long.
Well, he's gotten so many levels. Like, didn't they buff it? No, they say they buffed it. They technically nerfed it for anyone who's dead after level 12. The death timers are even longer now.
That probably just kind of slipped his mind that they didn't have Ravage, because a big team fight just happened on top, so.
Yeah. Oh, Rod of Atos.
No,
we're going again. Poppy on the front lines.
Hello, track kills?
Yeah, they're coming thick and fast. That's another, that's going to be a 4-star.
I mean, 650 gold for a Bane kill. Pretty good. That's the position 5 here. So let's check Earthshaker's Blink status. He's pretty close. He's 500 gold away. Nisha, Silver Edge, completed?
The recipe's on the courier. He still needs the ultimate orb.
Yeah, he's almost there.
Yep.
So they're looking pretty good. I think the Tidehunter is the main hero here because he's the one that can break the RP Echo combo and he can't get Fiend's Grip. Oh, I mean, he can, but he has Cracking Shells. So he's the one that needs to be up there in front and make sure that the fights go Kingan's way. They can't afford another fight like that on top where AM survives and they pick up 2 kills on Secret side and defend the tower. They just need Tidehunter to be up front. Yeah, if he dies, they're going to win the fight.
It's still so funny to see 2 Silver Edges, one on the Necro, one on the Razor.
I really like the Silver Edge on Necrophos because I think being able to kill or burst someone down with Reaper is super important.
That's going to trigger, but a lot of heroes are coming over from the corner. They've got the Storm out. Cackle gets the distance, and with the TP it won't work. The Shockwave from Vada is able to catch out the Bounty Hunter, but what is the cost here? YapzOr can't get the stun to work. Nisha just playing around him.
This Track plus Glimpse combo is owning Track plus Atos combo. Not a combo that sounds very threatening, but it actually yielded them, what, 2 or 3 kills already? Wow, it was just 2,000 gold lead for them just a couple minutes ago.
Yeah, now it's 7,000, and they're looking to bring down Roshan. Nisha with that stolen damage to start with, and now the double damage rune. A lot of abilities, the big core team fight abilities. Some of them are down, but Tide Ravage is back up soon, and the Necrolite, like the fact that he's also got Reaper's Sight available.
So the next 2 phases of the game for Kingwin in order to win are pushing high ground, which I would say is actually a bit difficult for their lineup because they don't have a great high ground hitter. But I think right before that is...
Puppy?
What is
is this the real one? Is this an illusion? Is this just Puppy trying to communicate with his team at the moment? Glimpse, goodbye Ace.
Sick cracking shells. And the step before pushing high ground is picking up the AM. How do they actually pick up the AM? 2 silver edges, bounty hunter to give them vision, but they're lacking the burst though. How do you actually get him into Reaper range really quickly? You have to probably go Ravage, but
Ace again. Glimpsed away any target he wants to go and he can't do it. Puppey starting to the Lightning Storm. Gets a little bit of extra distance and there's a lot of life up his sleeve. They break off the Bristleback, but Fiend's Grip, here comes your Ravage. It actually clips all the way down to the Bristleback. 2 heroes lost. Ace moves over. They glimpse to get a little bit of extra space once more. And Nisha, first stolen damage. You can start it up now onto Ace, but Ace won't last that long. The track movement speed and the Shuriken toss with so much spilling gold out, so much damage.
perfect Ravage.
Yeah, it really, really was.
They Bristleback needs more armor too. He actually just got destroyed. He did not have enough armor to deal with the Eye of the Storm and then the Solar Crest on top of him too. He actually got obliterated.
They actually have the second Scythe already, second Silver Edge already. We're 22 minutes in with double Silver Edges. The Necro didn't even just like quickly rush it. He still got the Rod of Atos plus that Veil amplification.
So their high ground's slow. I don't believe they have a Spirit Vessel that would help a decent amount.
I haven't seen one yet. And no, let's have a look at this fight once more. It's the Ravage we really want to focus on.
Perfect Ravage. And he catches Yapzor. Yapzor at this instant is 2100 gold. And then he gets Ravage, he goes down to that's a lot of damage. He goes down to 1900.
Scythe is up. And Puppey, they need a little bit more damage. Okay, they got him in time. The Blink Dagger is now here for the ES, so that's what you're talking about. He has the Echo Slam available.
They need a skewer into the T4, I think.
There's your Fissure. There's your skewer. Almost the tier 4 tower. Nisha, really low mech from Pantos, trying to help him out. Nisha, okay, he's still going to actually burn the Aegis Immortal. Hold the Bristleback for the moment. Ace will survive. Keeping his back turned to the rest of Kingwin.
That's really unfortunate for them. I think he just finished his Force Staff on the Bounty Hunter. If they had that Force Staff earlier, they could have forced him back, heal up with the Urn and the Death Pulse, and then they would have been able to siege a little bit more with the Aegis. But they lost their window. They're going to have to deal with AM with... Ooh, he's going for BKB next. Interesting.
Well, they must really want to fight. Exotic Deer is on the run. Where's that detection? There it is. Letting off the dust. You've still got Ghost Shroud 17, one charges the Death Pulse, so getting the kill is going to be difficult to say the least. The support arrives in from Ace, and there's your control support wrapping in from behind. They get a kill off the Necro, and the RP from Bada catching out 2. They got the clean damage, and Kingwin, they'll lose 3! 2 of them going the way of CTY. They almost got the 4th to disrupt the TPing out. Sorry from Yapzor.
Yeah,
Secret are not sorry at all. They just got themselves back in this game.
Yeah, that's exactly what they needed. Now this T1's going to fall. They can farm a lot more Ancients, and really they just missed their timing with that push and not surviving that initial skewer. That's one of the things that you have to watch out for Magnus, and a little bit of careless play, I would say, by Exotic Deer, just splitting out way too far away from his team. No Ravage up for him, and he just gets gripped, and just nothing he can really do about it at that point.
You know the really stupid thing was? Kingwin were the ones who were trying to be aggressive at that time. They're pushing multiple heroes up looking for the anti-mage farming, and he TP'd out just in time to join that engagement.
Yeah.
Now, Team Secret at the numbers, Kingwin have a bad fight. They try and steady the ship, but this anti-mage with both Battle Fury and Empower is doing so much work so quickly.
He's still very squishy, though. Even with BKB, I still think he can Ravage the Reaper. He should die. It's not like he has status resistance.
And they're coming forward with Exotic Deer. Need to reveal the real one, and they have managed to do that with the track, but because you also tracked, the anti-mage doesn't want anything to do with this.
Yep, no Manta is just bad news bears. So next Aegis might potentially be dangerous for Kingwin because firstly their Roche lineup is terrible. Razor had stolen damage and double damage that last time they did Roche, so that was pretty beneficial for them. But next time I don't think they're going to be so lucky, and Secret are going to be way bigger than they were before relatively, and AM is probably going to have BKB at that point too, so he can actually just run in the pit.
You know, the order from Fada, split up and farm. Right now CTY is doing exactly that.
Secondary infection.
But it won't be long before Kingwin try and knock on the door a little bit harder.
Think about the next play for Kingwin. How do they actually want to approach this? Do they just want to brute force Roche and use a Tidehunter to bully them into taking him a fight? Do they want to try and pick off the AM or someone else who's very crucial to their team? So
they're finding the pick off right now.
They're all
AM
sitting
reveals
behind
himself
him,
in mid, and AM blinks into Exotics here. Rotovatos, they go quickly for the side, and they put him down 100 seconds on the sideline. The return was the fact the Bounty Hunter died, but you glimpse back in Farta. They have more than enough damage to kill off the Magnus. No buyback available for him.
Say hello to Spell Shield getting broken, and a Veil on top of that. Anti-Mage is Anti-Mage no longer.
Yep. And the Aghanim's buffed up. It's not going to last long to do heavy damage.
I actually can't believe they have...
Fortification being triggered already from Team Secret. No one's really in range to start chipping away at the building.
They hit the AM like 3 times, and he was in Reaper range. That's crazy.
He disintegrated.
So no RP threat right now. This should be a super easy TP. The question is, can they actually get more?
Can they get a range rack at least? They're focusing on the melee. They're trying to get the AM to buy back. That's what this has to be. Magnus has his own buyback, but Team Secret, they're not even going to expend it. They let the melee racks fall. And Kingwin, I think they must be thinking that AM doesn't have the money. It doesn't matter anyway. Mid-ranks is taken. Kingwin won't stick around for anything more. But this now opens up the shrines. This opens up the next play, and it all started with this. Anti-Mage being put down, and yeah, he really did drop quick. And then Farta was the extra prize.
Yeah, that was just a crazy amount of burst. Ooh. Smoke coming out. The fake back. Roche isn't up, so this is a very good play for them. And AM is also still not up. Oh, no.
The Rocks Kiss. Here goes your RP. Puppey, the only one to be caught by it. And he'll end up dying, and there's your glimpse wall. He just got him caught, the Rotovatos on the edge. Doesn't put him inside the wall. Ace, he doesn't know which way to go. He was locked between trees and a wall. They end up losing 2 heroes here, Team Secret. Bounty's in a little bit deep.
I think it was Lacoste that mentioned the item builds from Kingwin. Like, these 2 Silver Edges have been just spot on and have elevated them into this position where this AM just feels like super weak, and he's forced to build a BKB because of that. Even if he gets the BKB, I can actually still see him dying just like that again.
Kingwin are making the most of this opportunity. They get the buyback out from the Bristleback. So that's already a win for them. This is a creep wave pushing in through mid that turns off the backdoor regen. So they back up. They can now focus on that shrine.
That's some forward thinking though by Kingwin, because they had to plan that out a long time ago to get the Silver Edges. Like, he started building that like 12 minutes into the game, and that's the long play. And that's, you know, that's kind of the players that you want. You can identify what's going to be a problem and how you need to tackle these certain objectives 10-20 minutes ahead into the future, and they plan accordingly.
Is that actually like the Eye of the Storm upgrade? He actually got that talent? Yeah, he did. 0.1 Eye of the Storm strike intervals.
Minus 0.
Minus, yeah.
It's pretty good. Oh. Especially if you have Scepter. Why not? They have armor issues already on Secret.
I almost miss those old days, like refresher rags on Razor. The way to melt through every single building. Now we get the secondary Aghanim Scepter up and running. Necro having that. Oh my lord, he's got so much money.
They're all rich, dude.
Yeah. Well, they've all been bathing in the Bounty Hunter's track gold.
Yeah. I've been pretty happy with the Bounty Hunter, the way that he's been playing and getting involved and how quickly he hit level 6.
Oh, the track of the illusion. The Dire Scan pinged properly too. They think it's real. But it most definitely is not.
Esther.
And now the ping comes from Kingwin. Move towards Roshan. Add the pressure up the mid lane.
Still have to be a little bit careful inside the pit. There are ways for Secret to win the team fight.
Yeah.
RP and the Echo. Problem is they don't have any vision. The ward just got taken down by the gem on the Tidehunter, and they had to deal with Tidehunter, who had massive amounts of items.
But they know what's going on. The tier 2 tower is not being defended.
This is their last
Kingwin
play.
pushing out mid. And we'll see exactly what they can do. Ace has the Blade Mail, hoping that maybe someone from Kingwin would kill themselves on him. CTY moving forward, looking into the pit. They've put down a fresh Observer Ward. Partos with that gem did see the Observer Ward on the hillside. And Karkor, oh, they catch him. So Bounty Hunter is down. No extra money for him, but Roshan so low. Ravage tries to create space. They need to finish Roshan. He is so close to death at the moment. Bashing onto Razor. Maybe CTY. It goes the way of Kingwin. Both the Aegis plus the kill on Roshan. Not to mention the Storm. Scythe of Vice putting Ace down. He is dead for 2 minutes. And Yatsa in through the rear. Gets the Echo Slam off. However, once again, he's only really getting a support. And with the freaking Veil and the Plasma Field, is too much damage for him to sustain through. You buy back, but there's no Echo Slam.
No AM. No Bristleback.
Oh boy.
Well, great positioning by Tide, I would say. He was just like, you can't come into this pit, or else you will get pummeled by a 3-man Ravage. Maybe even more.
There's your buyback on CTY. Fortification, we all get blinded. Oh wait, did he just get glimpsed all the way back to Roshan? Because he pumped back that soon. He goes all the way back, Vada now, nice RP, catching out a couple of friends. Question is the damage going to be enough? Nisha gets the cheese off the science. It doesn't kill off the anti-mage, but it brings him pretty close. Anyway, in the glimpse, get back over here. It's time for a bear hug, and it's time for the GG call. Nisha with a triple kill. Team Secret being 2-0'd by Kingwin. Kingwin will guarantee themselves a spot in the main bracket. They already had that anyway. But their results are beautiful, and Team Secret now have to 2-0 Newbie in the final game of today in order to stay alive, in order to not get knocked out.
I have to applaud Team Kingwin's teamwork. Not one player stood out. It was just a little bit of everything all around. You know, their supporters played fantastically all game. They just were so good at killing the AM, so good, and without the normal tools too.
Yeah. It seemed like all you had to do was just walk up. There weren't these big long cooldown ultis that you had to use. It wasn't just Scythe. It was the Silver Edge into base damage.